Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Eureka Springs May 24th, 6 p.m. CAPC meeting. And just got a lot of guests, and welcome everybody. Let's do roll call. Mark Hicks.
Here.
Steve Holyfield.
Here.
David Avanzino.
Here.
Chris Jones.
Here.
And Chris Clifton's present. Okay, and we have 2 vacant seats, so please apply if you qualify. Minutes. Scott, where are we at with what we've got minutes? I don't know if commissioners are aware, there's evidently some minutes not approved in 2022 from past commission.
Yeah, and I did find out that those members that were at the meeting at that time, since it was last year, do not need to approve the minutes. So.
Yeah, Scott reached out to the A&P attorney, and he said that we can approve them. So we're high tech now.
Caitlin, you're going to have to show me where these are.
You might help us since this is new to all of us.
October 26th.
She said 2023 meeting to approve. Yep, we got it.
2023, maybe mine's scrolled.
It's the second file on the,
Needed for approval?
There it is.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
okay, all right, cool, sorry.
So that's October 26th.
Keep scrolling.
So we got, I just want to be clear. We have October 26th. Then we'll do each one separately, obviously. Then we have January 11th. That was this year. April 26th. That was our last one.
So I'm glad you got clarification, but on October 26th, I was not on this commission nor on the city council.
So we've got a problem because we have to approve minutes. The city has an audit as well as we have an audit where we have to have minutes approved. And so.
If you tell me it's legal, I'll vote. But it's just,
Yeah.
I just want to point out that
So
I
it's,
was not here.
right.
So.
No,
I mean, it wasn't on the commission or on city council.
right. And David wasn't here.
Right.
Chris wasn't here. But Scott, do you want to speak to what the attorney said?
I talked with our A&P attorney, Bill Watkins out of Rogers, and he said that the commissioners that are sitting can approve minutes from prior meetings, even though they were not on the commission at that time. That's exactly what he said. So now, I talked with Ida, and you need October 26, 2022. Is that correct?
Me and Mark were there on the 26th.
I don't have my list with me currently. I emailed the list and had all the dates listed to you. So I just need what's listed there. I think the last ones I have are September 2022. So
Okay.
any regular or special meetings up until today is what I need.
In working with her, this was the October 26th dated meeting agenda, regular meeting agenda was the one, and the minutes was the one that needed to be approved, to my recollection. It has not been approved. I was at this meeting and do remember this myself.
Now, your name's listed there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
October 26th, I was there, Mark was there.
Because that's the.
I
that's the-
remember the holiday light. That was holiday lighting.
That was the meeting
I
with the
remember that.
15th. Mhm.
Actually, I think I was in the audience for that. I move that we accept the minutes from the CAPC regular meeting dated October 26, 2022.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve October 26 minutes and a second from David Avanzino. All in favor?
Aye.
Is that it? Everyone? Mark, did you say aye?
Yes, aye.
Yeah, okay. We have 4 voted aye, so it passes. January 11th, special meeting.
We had 2 special meetings on that date. I labeled them as special meeting 1 and special meeting 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I move that we accept the CAPC meeting, special meeting number 1, minutes from January 11th, 2023, excuse me.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield. It's been a
Let me
long
write it
day.
down.
Yeah, I need notes, crib sheets. I have a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve the minutes from January 11th, 2023, the first special meeting, and a second by David Avanzino. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4 ayes carried.
I make a motion to accept the CAPC meeting minutes from the special meeting number 2 on January 11th, 2023.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve the minutes from special meeting number 2 on January 11th, 2023, and a second by David Avanzino. All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have 4 ayes carried. We have CAPC meeting, our last meeting, April 26th.
I move that we accept the minutes from the CAPC meeting, regular meeting on April 26, 2023.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve the CAPC minutes from April 26, 2023, second by David Avanzino. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4 ayes carried. Thank you.
Is that all of them?
And that's all on this one, right?
This should get us caught up right there.
And then Danielle is going to work with you, Ida, to make sure that if we're missing something there, that we can get them. You're researching those, correct?
Still searching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I believe there was some in December as well.
So we skipped a meeting. Was that the December meeting we didn't have? Do you remember?
I sent a whole list.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go over that list before the next meeting
That's what.
and get those
Yeah.
filled in, I don't have it with me. I have it on my work computer, so.
Danielle's working on it. So we will definitely have it together.
Yeah, and the meetings are recorded, so you guys can type up minutes and approve them if you need to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we skipped my comments. We'll do it later. Approval of financials.
All right, we'll go to slide listed as A1 on your iPad. It'll have a CAP financial summary as of April 30th, 2023. Okay, you can see that our cash balance at April 30th, 2023 was $1,869,266. If you look at our Section A, which compares our actual revenue for April 2023 to our budget, you'll see that actual food and beverage was $93,084. Our budget was $80,000, so we were up $13,084 or 16%. Under lodging, we collected $70,859. Our budget was $80,000, so we had a decrease of $9,141 or 11%.
Are the majority of your collections in on lodging?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
Are the majority of your collections in on lodging?
Yes.
They
Yes.
are?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir. I checked that. The total collections for April $163,943. The budget was $160, so we had an increase, total increase of $3,943, or 2%. If you look at year-to-date collections, January through April, we had an actual of $569,431. Our budget so far would have been, January through April would be $510,000, so we have an increase of $59,431, or 12%. Under Section B, when we compare April of 2023 to April of 2022, the food and beverage for April 2023, $93,084. Of April 2022 actual, $78,253, which is an increase of $14,831, or 19%. Also looking for April 2023 lodging, April 2023 collections were $70,859, and April of 2022 was $77,922, which would have been a decrease of $7,063, or 9%. If you look at total collections, January through April of 2023, we collected $569,431. For the same period of 2022, January through April, we had collected $493,642. So we've got an increase of $75,789, or 15%. I did notice that on our Airbnb collections, they're down about 15% from what they were the month before. But starting in the May collections, the past trend has been for us to start experiencing the tourism growth that we have here in Eureka. So year to date, we're still ahead of our budget. And so I don't know if it's an economic issue nationally or regionally, but we're still strong overall at this point in time compared to last year. But it is being monitored. I apologize for getting these financials to you late yesterday, but I had, been working late hours to get all of this information in, and we have a lot going on. So I realize you probably haven't had a lot of time to study these, and I'll be open for any questions you have, because I've done my research on this. We are earning around 6% interest on our bank balances, which is good. I noticed that our income for April for interest alone was...
Are you on Exhibit A2?
No, sir. I was actually going to go over to the report for the April. Hold on, I'll find it. Let's go through this one at a time. Okay, on Schedule A2, the balance sheet, as you can see, our four accounts, those are the bank balances. The account with $500 is our cash drawer used to operate the concession stand. The accounts receivable balance of $6,940 are amounts due to be paid to the CAPC for collectors that have filed returns but are making payments on their accounts. The $187 is an amount that got posted into May that should have been in April, so it'll clear out in May.
Can I ask, okay, so I haven't heard that before. What's that mean? They're making payments on their accounts over what time frame? What?
This is something that was in, when I came to work here, this balance was $13,000 to $15,000, and people had filed tax returns but were not making payments. And over that period of time, I've got it worked down to right at $6,900. So these are people that had filed returns in the past but not made payments.
They were late. Is this some of the collection stuff?
Pardon me?
Is this some of the collections stuff
Yes,
that we've
yes.
talked about before?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's in process. Coming
Correct.
in. Okay.
It's ongoing every day. If you look down, any other questions? If you look at under current liabilities of $48,000, that is the amount the commission has approved for funding request. I went ahead and expensed it in the month approved, and this balance of $48,000 is basically saying we're going to write checks for $48,000 to those approved funding events. So that's the way we track it on our book side. Under Schedule A3, you'll see a breakdown of the tax collections, restaurant, cafe, carry-out, food truck, other food, and grocery store. As you can see, our restaurant sales are still strong at $87,450. Under lodging, you can see that on line number 4, the Airbnb, that is the Airbnb check that we get, and that was $10,843. The prior month, it was, I think, around $13,500, so it is down. And under the second column from the bottom, I collected at $1,845 in delinquent tax payments, which equated to $59,600 in retail sales. Okay. Schedule A4 is basically a summary of where we are January through April. It gives you the year-to-date totals for that time period. I went through this report, and I didn't see anything that really jumped out at me as unusual, other than on the second page of A4 at the bottom, account 7,000, intragovernmental support. That $17,000 listed is the amount expensed for the Parks and Recs Department for their study of the engineering survey at Basin Park. So as you'll notice, I expensed $17,000. If you go back to the front page under liabilities, part of that $48,000 represents 17 of that. Okay.
Okay.
And then on A5 is the month of April financial. Our interest income for the month of April was $7,919. If you'll look under media placement, ad production, the large number like the $49,693, these 90% of this or more is related to the Paradise invoices I've paid. Also under account 5004 is Paradise. Under social media, 5020 is Paradise, and also 5022 is research. That's Paradise invoices. Under account 5051, Bomb of Life series, those are the expenses related to artist performances in Basin Spring Park. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Our utilities are down here. We did finally get the Ecobee thermostat electronic monitoring system up and repaired. We had a couple of thermostats that were hanging off the wall or non-functioning. And once we got Ecobee over here to get those repaired, our utility bills for electricity started going down significantly. And so that did prove, that was at no cost to get those repaired, but that did prove to save us several $1,000s.
That's crazy.
Oh, we did have some replacements to the building. We had upstairs in the balcony are restrooms, and they've been closed off for a long time, and we got in to find out what the problem was, and it was some sinks that needed some flappers and just minor repairs, so we got all of that working. So now that when tourists come and they are in the balcony, that we now have toilets and restrooms available for them instead of them having to go downstairs. So that was a big plus.
That's great.
So that's repaired. Also, we had some door latches and some door repairs to upstairs going out behind the stage area. Also, we had to replace a 10-ton compressor unit out of 4 because it was totally burnt up. That was around $6,000 there also. And that would have been under account 5056 odd renovations building. So that would have been right in that area. Under the delinquency report, item number 1, I have contacted this vendor, and they are going to be making payments in arrears and keeping their account current. I'll know more this coming week whenever I get the reports from them to my office, and then I'll report back to you on that. So that's favorable. I've got to get with the second vendor there and get the contract brought back to me. And under number 3, I'm trying to get in touch with them to file their tax returns. And if I don't have any response in a short period of time, I will be asking you for action on that one.
Question, Scott. Your note says that you spoke with a worker. Have you reached out to Ida to get the actual owner's name?
On what? I
The
can't hear.
owner's
There's an
name?
echo in here.
The owner's name for number 3?
I've got that.
I think is that who he's saying would give?
Well, it says
number
just talk to worker
Who would give?
who would pass a message. I wouldn't count on that.
Those are notes to myself. If you'll look one line down below the name of the vendor and to the right, you'll see information about my contact info for that business.
Was that the number for the business or for them individually?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, man. I'm sorry.
You can't hear me? Is that what you said? Was that the number for the business, or is it for one of the individuals listed on here?
Number 3, business, over to the right, they're delinquent January, February, March, and April. And underneath, the name of those people are the contact people that show ownership of that building or that business. And to the right are my phone calls, or notes to myself.
So is that the business phone number or is that their personal phone number? Do you
I believe it's
remember?
personal. I don't remember.
Yeah, I would reach out to Ida, and she may have an alternate phone number.
I haven't had any problem getting in touch with them because I've walked up there and talked to them personally face to face.
Oh, okay. That wasn't in your
Yeah,
notes,
so
so I didn't see that.
I don't rely on the phone number. I start out with the phone number, and after that, I'm going to come see you and knock on your door. And I've done that twice. So that after 2 times of me going out of my way, I can't do any more than that. There's nothing else I can do, you know. So I don't feel bad about proceeding legally at that point. Under S1 is a year-to-date showing our collections and gross sales for each category. And basically, Schedule S1 and S2 are the same, but I like S2 better because it goes back to 2019. And you can look across and see what we were doing by month, by category. That's a good worksheet.
Which worksheet is that?
Yeah, I don't
Scott?
see
S2.
I don't see it here on the list. So. We have A5, A6, and then D1 delinquent report. Then we go into funding requests.
You don't have it.
I know.
That's my fault because I emailed these. That's why I don't like
Yeah,
these
it was in the
iPads
email
sometimes.
to-
This
that he
is one
sent to
reason I
all of
don't
us.
like these iPads. Anyway, I'll email to you tomorrow. Basically, it's the accumulation of running a spreadsheet showing as we progress each month, the breakdown of food and lodging compared over the past 5 years. So you've got that from your last meeting, but you're missing the April numbers, and I will send that to you tomorrow.
The
Or tonight, rather.
Sales by category?
Uh-huh.
It's in the email that you sent us. It's in the email you sent us.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. It's S2.
Oh, this is S1.
That's what I sent last night.
S2 is here too.
Okay, and then so you have it on your email that I sent you, but as far as the load up on this iPad, that's my fault because I didn't give it to the ladies.
Anything more on financials? Any comments, questions? I think he's done. I think he thought I was talking to y'all.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Any comments, questions?
Doing a great job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Well, we've got a lot going on in the office, and you have to multitask on so many different levels to get moving forward. We're dealing with so much information, and in my mind, I know that I sent something, but I sent it to you, but I didn't send it to my staff. And so my mind is like, anyway, we'll work it out, and we'll get better at it.
We'll get there.
But I appreciate your patience, and I apologize for getting financials to you. That's the best I could do at the time.
That's fine.
Okay.
Any comments, any questions?
Nope.
We have a motion.
Motion to approve the financials?
Second.
We have a motion from David Avanzino to approve the financials, second by Steve Holyfield. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, carry.
It's good.
Do,
Back to,
we didn't have a comment.
I'm gonna choose it better on my phone with this thing.
He's having trouble with this.
Oh, okay.
So are we getting a report from Paradise?
We are getting a report from Paradise. We want to go ahead and just move, let's do Paradise
Yeah.
first.
You guys hear me okay?
There's Michael, yes.
The number 6 report, St. Paradise.
It's part of,
right, can
part
you-
of the report.
Can you guys
Scott.
hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Well, good evening, everyone. Go to the April report. All right, so this is just an overview of the report. The full report is available for you guys. Of course, after you review it, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, but we wanted to go through some of the highlights today. All right, starting with visitor insights, 77.2 of the observed visitors stayed overnight in April 2023, slightly higher than observed so far in 2023. Kansas City surpassed Springfield for the first time since February as the #1 visitor market in April. It also had the highest percentage of overnight stays. Kansas City is a top target for Paradise Media for this year. So we're seeing a lot of strong trending from them, so we're really focusing on that as well. The average visitor spend in April increased from 170 to 172 when compared to April 2022. It's up 129 when compared to March 2023. Top POIs in April saw Lake Leatherhood continue to be the top POI, followed by Crescent Hotels, Best Western, Basin Park, The Odd, and Nelson's Slane Tavern Grotto Wood Fire Grill. Where are the visitors coming from? Kansas City, Springdale, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Dallas-Fort Worth continue to be the top out-of-state DMAs for visitors. And in-state top DMAs is Fort Smith area, Little Rock, Springfield, and Jonesboro. And this just gives you the points of interest in a bar graph. We'll review these in the overview, but you can just kind of see where the drop-off is once we get down to here. I will go through this because Scott already went through it, but yes, it's about a 15.4% increase year over year. So we're just continuing to trend in the right direction. So we're very happy about that. All right, so
Michael?
we're on all the oh yes.
Don't want to interrupt, but so we saw lodging is down a hair. What do you guys see on a more macro level across your client base in the U.S.?
In the U.S., well, the bigger markets are up a little bit more, but the smaller markets are around where you guys are. They're drop off a little bit. We just got the tax numbers today, so I want to sit with the team and investigate a little bit more with other markets that are your size to see if we can see any trending there.
It's 1 month, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. No, but overall, it did dip down a little bit for the markets that are about your size. The bigger markets went up a little bit, but we're anticipating that's going to go up as we get into the summer, obviously. So, but again, now we know that you guys went down a little bit. I do want to regroup with the team this week to find out if we can offer any insights into that. Okay, so in April, we launched all the remaining paid media for the spring campaign, including campaign setup and traffic development creative, provided support for CPC, this CAPC, facilitated the folk festival photo and video transfer of assets. You guys had a big, nice hard drive of assets that, for whatever reason, we just never had access to, so that was facilitated, so we have that. attended the CAPC meetings, and did our status reports on a weekly basis. So public relations continue to pitch outdoor activities, summer travel, and we're 1 year away from the 2024 eclipse, so we've been able to get some press on that, as getting Eureka Springs highlighted as a great destination to be, to see the eclipse. A liaison with Dennis Hines from the AAA Explorer, Fran Morley from Convention South, Caroline Roberts from Southern Living, and continue to position and pitch Eureka Springs as an open-air hidden gem, aligning with the traveler's desires for spacious and safe destinations. Got some metrics here for you. Overall, April 2023 publicity around half a billion impressions, estimated media value of around 4 million, and then January 2023 to April 2023. Obviously, you can see these big numbers. We're in World Atlas, 8 coolest small towns in Arkansas for a summer vacation. Best small towns to visit in every state for a charming weekend and good housekeeping. And travel off the path, we've got these are the top 6 places to witness total solar eclipse for next year. Obviously, we got Eureka Springs in there. So that's just a snapshot of the publicity that's been out there. All right, Adara, obviously Adara Impact, just remind everyone that's measuring people that see your ad, and then we can follow them all the way to booking. So it only works on certain sites, but year to date, been about $4,000 of revenue generated. That's 18 hotel bookings and 24 flight bookings. And then the cumulative year to date is 85,000 with 371 bookings and 43 flight bookings. Top markets where we can see where people were booking from: Kansas City, Little Rock, Springfield, Tulsa were the origin markets, and then top origin markets for hotel bookings. For flight bookings, it was Chicago, Denver, Eugene, and Huntsville. For Expedia and Vrbo, you can see where we did the ad spend. The attributed ad spend was $15,000. We had 488,000 impressions, 714 clicks, click-through rate of 0.15, which is well above industry average, 171 room nights, and a 1.7 return on advertising sales. So the media click-through rate was at 15%, well above the benchmark of 0.8. So that's great. We continue to do that. I mean, every report we've been doing, we were way above in the click-through rate. So that means that, like I said before, the media placement is working and the creative is working as well. 171 room nights were booked, 26,500 in gross bookings were generated, and advertising per acre delivered a 1.7 return on ad spend. Okay, some of the paid media results. So the spring campaign continued in market with all vendors running, including paid search, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Expedia, Vrbo, display banners, digital audio, e-blast, and retargeting banners and streaming TV. And again, remind everyone what the retargeting banners are. That's where somebody interacts with an ad. We know they have interest. Maybe they go to the site, but we kind of ping them, and we're going to follow them around every time they're doing something online and feed them more ads, because we know that they have some interest. Maybe they didn't do anything to book anything, but we're going to keep following them and getting the ads in front of them. So total impressions was 4,700,076. Total clicks of 13,000 clicks. Click-through rate of 0.27, again, way above the industry average. Total video views, 565,000, and a video completion rate of 75. The video completion rate is 70% average, so we're above that. And the click-through rate is well above as well. Hidden media summary for the total, the top creative sets this month was an extremely strong 2.49 click-through rate. The top creative was Curious Downtown Painting. It's a 300 by 60. That's an impressive click-through rate. The second top performing creative with another extremely strong CTR of 2.33% was Curious Family Cabin, 300 by 600. So we gave you an example of how these work. These kind of they kind of rotate, and you get the whole message. But that's proved. We're learning a lot. That's proving to be really, really effective, because people are seeing something that interests them and they're staying through it to see all the messaging, and then they're actually clicking on it at a 2.49 and a 2.33%. So that's fantastic. when you're talking about 0.08 to 0.10 to 10%, 0.10. Facebook and Instagram in April, additional paid social ads as part of the spring campaigns were launched and will continue to run through 5/14 with the addition of these ads, along with the additional budget and optimizations that were steadily increases across impressions, clicks, and CTR. So the April results were 1,978,000 impressions, post engagement was 63,000, clicks was 32,000, and the click-through rate of 1.63, with the industry benchmark for Facebook and Instagram being 0.9. So that's very good. The top performing ad traffic with linked click 19,000 was the one that said from dinner in a cave to dinner in an old-time train, plan an unforgettable family vacation. As part of the spring campaign, the paid search campaign on Google continued through the month of April. The campaign has the objective of reaching people with the interest in Eureka Springs and travel to drive engagement and interests. The April results was impressions was 18,000, clicks of 4,000. The average click-through rate was 21.53. The industry benchmark is 4, just to give you a sense of how well that played out. And then the top performing ad was places to visit in Eureka Springs. You can see that paid search ad there. And that copy says, check out everything there is to do in naturally beautiful Eureka Springs. There is as little or as much as you would like to do in our quirky corner. Top performing keywords, Eureka Springs events. I think that's really interesting. People are kind of starting to see that you guys are, having events out there, they get the words getting out. Some people are actually, literally searching for that. So I think it's a very positive sign for, for the odd things. Fun things to do in Eureka Springs, places to visit in Eureka Springs, things to do. Obviously, those are a little more generic. Arkansas events, upcoming events in Eureka Springs, and the last two. All right, so organic Facebook, the new fans was plus 498. Impressions were almost 2 million. Organic reach of 205,000. So the key insights compared to last month, there was a 5% increase in followers, 109 increase in reach, 37% increase in engagement, 100% increase in awareness, 2% decrease in impression, and an engagement rate of 1.7. And again, kudos to the CAPC team for the work they've been doing locally on the social media. And I think, like I mentioned in our last meeting, this balance we have worked out is working really well between the paid organic search, the social, the organic search that we're doing. It's really targeting more of the out-of-town traveler, and then the localized work that Caitlin and the team are doing is really, really powerful. So we have a nice recipe going on right now. For Instagram, 403 new fans. Compared to last month, that was a 0.7 increase in followers and a 78% decrease in impressions, 80% increase in engagement, and 11% increase in awareness. Here's some of the top Facebook posts. This one had a reach of 60,000, clicks of 557, an engagement rate of 5.9. And we know Eureka Springs is known for its magical healing waters, and that one was a reach of 39,000 with clicks of 188. A couple more Instagram posts, 15,000 and 12,000, and those were reels. And then finally, the website, the numbers of users normalized from March to April after the launch of both the new website and the spring paid media campaign in March. There was an increase in new users, 86.8% versus 79.5% in March, a very positive indicator. Traffic source for the website saw the biggest shift over March, with more diversified sessions by channel, led by direct traffic, 23%, and social, 21%. The most viewed pages in April, excluding the homepage, of course, were things to do, events, which saw a large jump over the previous months. And again, we're seeing a little bit of a trend here, if you consider things I'm pointing out. Events are becoming more top of mind for people when they're thinking of Eureka Springs. So that's both the programming that you guys have, obviously getting Etheridge was a great get, but also just all the work that everyone's doing on social, listing all the events that are coming up. I think it's working. It's showing positive results because we're seeing that people are literally searching for for these type of things. So that's good. Because before, you would see a lot more of the outdoor up on the top. And attractions more on the top, so we're seeing events move up to the top. So that's really good, because that's going to get out-of-town visitors into the market. So we're going to continue to monitor that and continue to plus that up. The Google Analytics, I would welcome you guys to take a look at this, and if you have questions, it's a little hard to go through, but it has all the data here if you want to get as granular as you want. And again, you guys have access to Google Analytics. CAPC has that, so if there's a certain report you want pulled, Caitlin and the team can work on that, or of course we can help as well. But we just try to give you a snapshot, but we have shared Google Analytics with the team, so they have the same access we do, so they can monitor things as well. And if they see something we're not seeing, they can let us know. If we're seeing something they're not seeing, we'll let them know. And then this is just an index of the pages. Again, obviously the homepage notwithstanding, you've got things to do in events right at the top. That's great. Outdoor activities is always going to be up there. Attractions, arts and culture, where to stay, food and drink, and then the odd. And again, I want to get the odd up higher. So we're going to talk about that internally. What can we do to continue to get that as kind of the lighthouse for you guys that can really spread the message about making Eureka Springs a destination for events, and what can we do to like empower all the other partners with their events and kind of use that as a springboard. And that's it. We're working on the fulfillment of the summer media campaign. Just to let everybody know how that works, just in case you're not familiar. Every single estimate for when we're going to do a creative ad is sent to the CAPC and approved. Every media placement is sent to the CAPC to be approved, and then the creative is sent to the CAPC to be approved, or we get comments back. So that's all in the works for summer, so we're really looking forward to a really positive summer season. We're already doing the media planning for fall and winter. Again, we took your comments from last year to heart, and we are way ahead of schedule for planning out fall and winter and holiday. So we're going to be able to really make a big impact in the marketplace, and you can get your partners really excited about what we're going to be doing. We're working on the development of influencer campaigns. Right now it's scheduled to be about 4 really powerful influencer campaigns around the different seasons, and one focused on bikers, which is going to be something new that we haven't really focused on with an influencer in this way. It'll be a full campaign. It'll include PR, influencer, and we'll also use digital assets to plus up the campaign. So it's going to be it's more than just an influencer putting stuff on their social media page. We're going to wrap a whole campaign around it to really make some big noise in the marketplace. Website development, we're continuing to provide support where needed and making sure that the listings are updated and working on any little bugs that come up. We're working through those things. And then we continue to use Zartico to inform our decision making. So that is the April monthly report. Does anyone have any questions?
Michael, this is Scott Barden. My question is, I see a huge increase in social media, and I want to give credit to Caitlin and Danielle for the extra work that we've done to push that number up, and I'm glad to see the results because I was anxious to see how well we did, and it's apparently we're doing the right thing because the numbers reflect that. So.
Yeah, no, and just so everybody on the committee knows, we've worked out a really good relationship with Caitlin and the team over there. We're pre-publishing the monthly calendar for all the things we're going to focus on because our strategy is a little different than what they're focusing on, and they're able to use that to make sure we're not duplicating efforts.
Right.
So then they're able to plus up with local content the things we're doing for outer market more specifically. So it's Scott's right. I mean, our team is super impressed with the work that your team is doing, and it's complementing each other perfectly. So kudos to you guys and Caitlin.
Yeah, we're working well together, and I just want to thank you for listening to our comments. And sometimes we butt heads on ideas, but it always turns out to be the right idea in the end. So I just want to thank you.
That's what a good partnership is.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. And there's a chance I'm going to be in Rudy. We'll be in. There's a chance we may be in Market in June. So we look forward to hopefully being able to run into some of you guys on the street, say hi. So.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you,
Michael.
Michael.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Michael.
I'll sign off unless you guys need me for anything else.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right.
so we're in reporting. Did you have more reporting, Caitlin?
I thought it was time that we show our commission and our city what we do. and what we're working on, and the best way is to present it as if we're presenting it to our audience, which is on social media and other venues, and I wanted you to see the work that we do in-house. So I'll let Caitlin take over.
Awesome. So my name's Caitlin Jarrell. I am the marketing support specialist here with the CAPC, and I just want to introduce you to some things that we've got going on this past month. So first off, we're really excited about this. We have designed and uploaded 3 digital ads on a billboard in Harrison. So this is at the Walmart stoplight, like you're headed to Eureka Springs, and it's to the left, which this gets a lot of traffic. There's about 9,490,000 vehicles per year, about 26,000 vehicles daily that stop there and drive through there. So our ads are going to be shown about 540 times per day, which is about 22 per hour. So right now we have Dave Mason, the Blues Party, and just a general ad that highlights all that Eureka Springs has to offer.
Would you care to comment on how much that cost?
How much does it cost?
I thought it was
think it's
around
$375 a month.
$350, something or another, $350.
Yeah, $350. Yeah.
A month?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty awesome.
good.
Well, what I liked about this, it's right across the street from Walmart, and people headed north toward the Branson community are going to have to stop or pass by our sign, and they're going to be thinking, wow, I didn't know Dave Mason was playing. We need to turn left.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised that on a digital sign, everybody looks at a
I like
digital
the price.
sign. But that gives us a presence on that major highway, because I've always heard from the Harrison area or that community, well, we didn't know what was going on in Eureka. Well, we can cover a lot right there at a reasonable cost.
Now they do. Okay, also, this is the Fun Guide ad rolling out here, I think this week. I designed kind of similar to the billboard that we have out there, highlighting different events coming up in June and July. And also it has, check out our website for more events, so that way it drives up website traffic as well. And then here are some reels.
Went away, and the sun is shining through. Oh, you fill my lungs with sweetness.
So that is an example of my Hidden Gem series that I'm going to start introducing to our social media. This series consists of about 5 to 30-second videos sharing the many hidden gems of Eureka. I remember being 18 and visiting this spot and was like, wow, I never knew this was here in Eureka, and I was born and raised here. So I was like, man, I want to share this on our socials and bring people to all of these hidden gems that aren't as highlighted when you think of Eureka Springs. So that's my vision for this series. And on Instagram, this video got over 17,000 views, 30 comments, over 1,000 likes, and shared 252 times, also saved 257 times, and it also reached 4,734 new accounts to our social media. Now on Facebook, the views were 13,605 views, 46 comments, 542 likes, and 58 shares, which is really good compared to what our reels and videos were doing. So it's great progress with that.
Looking for a cozy coffee shop downtown Eureka, you have to check out The Daily Roast. This couple roasts their beans daily, which gives their coffee a very light and flavorful taste. Check it out next time you're in town.
Now this is the other series I'm wanting to introduce to our social media, which is highlighting different local businesses, because I feel like when you come to town, you kind of just go on, which this is downtown, but I also want to highlight people on 62 and just different businesses, because that's what makes Eureka Springs so special, is the business owners, the funky shops, all sorts of things. So that's my vision for this, to make the merchants feel seen and also bring attention to what all Eureka Springs has to offer. This video had over 10,000 views on Instagram, 24 likes, 923 likes, 24 comments, 94 shares, and it reached over 1,000 new accounts. And then on Facebook, it actually did perform better on Facebook. It had 15,000 views, 77 comments, 806 likes, and 67 shares. And then from April 22nd to May 21st, our following count is now 29,022, overall growth of 296 followers, Facebook total following amount now is 111,693. And then overall following growth is 627 within the past month. So that's pretty good on Facebook as well. Another thing that's in the works right now is we are currently designing an interactive app. So it will pop up on someone's screen and says, hey, choose which adventurer you are. Are you the nature lover, the foodie, the shopper, the art enthusiast? When they click on that, then it's going to pull up different listings from our website. So they can be like, oh, that's a cool restaurant. Didn't know that was in Eureka Springs. That's a fun art gallery. That's a fun studio. So stuff like that. So it gets people more interactive and also drives up our website.
Caitlin,
Yes.
going back one, I would also add music events.
That's a great idea.
So.
I love that. And then also what's in the works is making our own and scripting and recording our own audio ads for Spotify that targets a variety of demographics. Right now we're working on a Bikes Blues barbecue ad. And then also Danielle's contacting different car clubs, bringing new events to town. And we're running our own social media ads as well in-house. And that is a wrap. Do you guys have any questions?
No, that's great.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm pretty disappointed you didn't ask me to do the radio ads.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. Okay. Are we done with the reporting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Public comments. This is when we invite public to comment. Please limit to 3 minutes. Is that what? 3. Yeah. Yeah. Just step up and you can identify yourself. We know who you are, but
Hello.
for the record.
I am Alderman Slane, residing at 27 Pivot Rock Road. I'm a business owner, Grotto Woodfire Grill, Slane Tavern, Sauce Barbecue, and Filling Station. This year, I'm really looking for a full year of tourism. I'm suggesting we push Paradise to start looking at next year. I feel like it can never be too soon, and if you start thinking about it now, you'll be ready. This year, we've seen major dips, 9 to 14% in our businesses. We're actually seeing considerably less people January through April, meaning we're fighting inflation, and maybe our guests are fighting it as well. So I'd like to see some of that addressed at this table. This could be a direct reflection of our advertising dollars being concentrated over the summer and fall months. So I'm encouraging early communication about next year's contract. And please bring the full contract to this table so you all can look at it. I think that's just so important. And remember, you can change the bylaws if needed to get your contracts approved before time. This year, too, I would like to see the fireworks are coming so quickly. July is happening, and I feel like, in the next few months we need to be advertising more, and I was hoping maybe even seeing a few more dollars pushed that way. I think right now, if we doubled the budget, that would be about $30,000, which seems like a lot, but in firework land, it's not very much. And we could put on a great show, but if we get some advertising out now, I think we could have a good showing. Don't forget how you guys got here. When you're looking at applications, do not forget to look at all of them and bring all of them to the table. I think it's crucial these next few hires that you do, just take it. It's important. One more thing, the website corrections, my phone number is still the contact. I've been forwarding everybody to Scott, giving them his direct phone number, but for some reason, when you click on it, it dials my phone number. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Autumn.
Thank you, Autumn. She was quick.
So Scott, what website is her phone number showing up on?
We've been in communication with Paradise about that issue, and they are supposed to be correcting it.
We also found another website that we're trying to track down who the owner is,
Yeah,
that's
there's-
mimicking our old website that's published out there. The provider won't release any information except to the owner, so suggested we just have the city attorney send a cease and desist to pull
Yeah,
it down.
Forrest can take care of that for you.
Yep.
You asked me if I had any more reports. I hate to jump back over public comments, but I want to address something Autumn said. Right now, I'm actively preparing bids for advertising agency for 2024 right now, and I hope to have this before the commission within the next, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks, so we can start planning ahead for 2024 rather than waiting till November to do it. So we need to be working on that right now. So I'm very conscious of that fact, and I'm working on it. It's on my desk now. I just want to let you know that because that was in my report that I didn't talk about, but that's being addressed.
Okay, thank you. There's no more public comments? No? Okay.
Okay. Any agenda updates?
Yes, I'd like to add an item to discuss the Eureka Springs Channel and Melody Purdy.
Okay, I'm going to put it at the.
As well
this
as.
An E.
Yes, and as well as best practices for hiring and what our process is.
Okay, and
Yeah,
then,
actually on C, staff hire confirmation.
okay.
It's
Is
sort
that
of
what
part of
you were
that, yeah.
thinking? Yeah, okay. All right, funding requests. What order do we have them in, Scott? Jeep Jam. Come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name's Lacey Moffett, and I do the Eureka Springs Jeep Jam here in town. In September, this year it's 14th through the 17th. Oh, and let me tell you real quick before I get started on my Jeep Jam thing, I wasn't going to come up here twice to do my 3 minutes, but I just wanted to applaud everyone on here for the strides we're making. Caitlin, that was great. I don't know where Caitlin is, but that was great. I've seen just in the last month or two just so much more involvement from the CAPC and different things that we're real excited about. CAPC's Scott's coming to our Heart of Eureka meetings just to hear what the merchants are saying when he doesn't have to, and also goes to our chamber meetings to just all of us work together, and we've been needing that for a long time, and I felt like in the last month or two it's really changed, and it's just a great energy, and I appreciate all you're doing, Scott.
Thank you.
So anyway, get back on the Jeep Jam. This is a funding request. I'm requesting $5,000. I received $5,000 from y'all last year for the Jeep Jam, and we have it, like I said, the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. We're expanding it to start on Thursday with our hopes of people coming in on Wednesday. Gives us an extra day of lodging, restaurants, shopping. So we're hoping people will come in on Wednesday to do activities Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're also ending it later, 3 or 4, maybe even 5, the last thing to do. So in hopes that they're just going to go ahead and stay until Monday. So like last year, we're working with local hotels downtown. Well, maybe it's really they're on 62. We work more with the hotels up on 62. I feel like the Jeepers like that. There's more parking. They can show off their Jeeps all weekend, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the $5,000 we would use for, like we did last year, Facebook advertisement and promotion. Last year, we were lucky enough for one of our posts to go viral. It went to 800,000 people, and it happened to be the parade post. And I don't know if y'all were here last year during the parade. It was a huge parade. It broke all Eureka Springs records on parades. I don't know if everybody was real happy with me, but, when posts go viral, we never know what's going to happen. But anyway, this year, the changes that we've made to accommodate, we had about 2,500 Jeeps in town, that came out to the Passion Play. I know there were more Jeeps in town that just were here, but this year we've changed the parade route, so it doesn't go on 62, so there won't be a major backup on 62 like there was last year for safety reasons. It's going to go down Magnetic Road out of Passion Play, Magnetic Road down. It's going to hit Main Street. We'll be on Main Street for a little bit, but we're going to go up Hillside and then down through the neighborhood, Spring Street. And then when it gets up to Plainer Hill to 62, the parade's over. So we'll have our police officers there directing traffic either way, but it won't be on 62 this year. So that's going to help with everybody getting to work and not being late to work like they were last year. And just with a lot of confusion, it'll just be easier to contain, I guess. We're also charging this year for the parade $10 just to kind of cut down on the numbers because we had such a big one last year, which is great because it adds to restaurants and stays and everything. But we are donating $5 of the $10 to the Passion Play because that's where we have our event, and they don't charge us. They really just let us use that area for free, and to give $5 also to our local police department. So that kind of will help with if they need extra officers or if they have a big thing that isn't in their budget that they need money for, it'll help. So, and as always, our Jeep Jam, all of our proceeds go to Peterson Outdoor Ministries. It's a disabled and injured vet organization where they go hunting and fishing, and it's only for veterans, first responders, and terminally ill kids. So last year we collected $46,910 for them. So this year we're hoping to match that or do more. So that's my funding request. It mainly goes to Facebook, Instagram. We do the blip boards over on Walton Boulevard. We have radio ads also that go out, area radio as well. So that's what I would request the funds for.
Lacey, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm curious to know why you're giving part of your proceeds to Passion Play.
Well, we have our event out there on Saturday, so they have to bring in extra staff to help us with the parade route, because, you come in there and we need like probably 20 to 30 people to help line up. If you were out there last year, I don't think you were probably working, but they need extra help. And they also need extra electricity to accommodate our bands and our vendors. We have probably 20 to 30 vendors out there that need electricity. So they're amping up their electricity and their services for us out there. So that's why we're donating the parade, $5 of the parade money to help cover extra expenses that they have for our Jeep Jam.
So they're using their own staff to volunteer? Because I thought it was volunteer. I didn't know we were paying the staff.
Well, Passion Play has a staff, like they help us drill in, post stuff for the vendors and stuff. So he has a cost to his people that normally work there. He's bringing more of his staff. I'm not paying them, and there's a lot of volunteers too, I'm sure. But there's extra costs associated with how big we have gotten for the Passion Play. And like the first year, he said, he basically donated to us, and I think we gave him $500 just to help with his expenses of trash cleanup, extra security, stuff like that.
Any other questions?
I make a motion that we approve $5,000 to the Eureka Springs Jeep Jam.
I second that.
Got a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve $5,000 to Eureka Springs Jeep Jam, seconded by Mark Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, carries. Thank you, Lacey.
Thank y'all.
So
We
they're called
appreciate it.
Jeepers?
Pardon me?
They're called Jeepers?
Yeah, they're called Jeepers. And you'll see a lot of ducks around. We duck,
yeah.
Jeepers duck.
What's with the ducks? I had a lawn full of ducks last year after the parade.
It is
I thought
something
you might
that,
be going there.
it
Yeah.
started a long time ago. Some lady
Scary
started
movie.
putting
Yeah.
ducks, I think it was in Australia, or I don't know, somewhere. And it has just gone into a huge thing. So during the parade, a lot of
Yeah.
people throw ducks, give ducks. But if you have a Jeep and you receive a duck, it's like an honor, you know, like, because somebody likes your Jeep. So
Culture.
that's how it is. Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, Eureka Springs Historical Museum.
Hello.
Hi.
I am Jeff Danos. I'm here representing the Historical Museum. We have, I'm sorry. We have 2 funding support requests tonight, marketing support requests. One is for our annual Witches Escape, and the other one is for the Voices from Eureka's Silent City. These are our 2 largest events. They're the ones that we rely on to operate and maintain the Historical Museum. So the first one is the Witches Escape. This is the, I guess it'd be the 3rd year that we're doing this event, and essentially we've decided to expand it into 2 days this year. So it's going to be October 6th and the 7th. The main reason for that is last year we had so much for them to do that by the end of the day they were exhausted, and we tried to do a kind of a dance at the end of the day, and nobody felt like dancing. So it was a very, last year was also in September. It was a bit warmer, so we've moved it back into October where it started off. And the first day of the event, we're actually going to be hosting, we're calling it kind of a witches boot camp. We're hoping to partner with the community center, and so we'll be setting something up over there. We're tying in the history as much as we can. Eureka doesn't have a whole lot of history of witches and witchcraft. However, our history does have a lot of alternative healing. And in many cities, if you were a woman that was offering alternative healing, you probably would have been called a witch. So there is some history that we can tie in that's very important to us. And primarily the funding that we're asking for, it's going to be for, like I said, marketing support. So that includes tickets, graphic licensing, advertising in the fun guide, printing out maps or schedules, some direct mail, and then social media, of course. We did Facebook a lot last year. And the amount that we're asking for witches is $3,250. Do you guys want me to talk about both, or do you want to approve them separately? Or?
I think one at a time, please.
Okay. So, and then the second day of witches, they'll mostly be downtown. We have a lot of shopping lined up for them. We have games, contests, something of a scavenger hunt that they do throughout downtown. It's a lot of fun, and it is opened up. The first year we did it, it was for only women. It was kind of a ladies' day out thing. We've opened it up so that anybody of any gender can come in and do it, and for just to have fun. I will stress this is not a witchcraft thing. I did have somebody ask me last year, why are you promoting witchcraft? It's not about witchcraft. It's about fun. It's about a Halloween event where people get a chance to dress up and play make-believe. So just want to put that out there in case anyone was wondering.
Not that it matters, but thank you.
Right. Yeah, like I said, we've gotten that question. So do you have questions for me?
No.
About the Witch's Escape?
I make a motion, we approve $3,250
I second that.
to the Historic Museum for the Witch Escape.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield to approve Witches Escape by Eureka Springs Historical Museum, and a second by David Avanzino. I was thinking Mark is on my brain. All in favor?
Aye.
And 4 ayes carried.
Thank you.
Yep, next one.
Okay, so the second event is Voices from Eureka's Silent City, and if you haven't had the pleasure of checking this one out, it's pretty amazing. We have just an incredible volunteer staff that puts this together. Debbie Quigley has been our script writer now for several years. And what's great about it is every year they come up with an entirely new script. So you have an entirely new experience. And what it is you're at the cemetery, and we have the people who are buried at the cemetery, we have actors that play them. And so you get this kind of inside look at what Eureka was like at the time that they were alive. So you hear a little bit about their life and a little bit about the history of Eureka Springs and what they went through when they lived here. It's like I said, it's a pretty incredible experience. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say entirely what the new theme is, but I don't know, Debbie might be upset with me, but it has something to do with the ups and downs of Eureka. I will put it that way. So we are excited about that this year, and it is 5 days is what we're looking at for that one. So we're looking at October the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and then the 27th and the 28th. And like I said, it's a lot of fun, and it is, like I said, it's our largest fundraiser for the museum. So this one really does help us to keep the doors open, keep the bills paid. And if you've noticed, we're getting some recognition that the museum is kind of moving forward. We're a little more visible. There's a little more happening there, and a large portion of that is that we were able to bring back these events after COVID. It just makes a huge difference for us with our operation and, like I said, maintenance. And the fact that we're pushing forward with the preservation of the objects and the articles and the resources that we do have. So very important event for us. And so the funding we're asking for, it's just like the last year. It's for tickets, fun guide advertising. We're going to do some radio ads on this one. Program design fees, program printing. Rack cards specifically for the event, social media. So most of the same things we did last year, but we are asking for $4,525. If that seems like a specific amount, we're trying to be as specific as possible. I do believe last year we didn't spend quite as much as we asked, so we're trying to be honest and upfront about that, so that if there is extra funds, it can go to another event. Instead of earmarking it for us and then not having us spend the whole thing.
Motion to approve the $4,525 to the Voices from Eureka Springs Silent City.
I second that.
I have a motion from David Avanzino to approve Eureka Springs Historical Museum's Voices, I don't see it all here, Voices of Silent.
Voices from Eureka Silent City.
Yeah, there it is. Voices from Eureka's Silent City in the amount of $4,525, seconded by Mark Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
And 4 ayes, carry it.
Thank you so much. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
That's one of our most popular events. Thank you guys.
It
for
is.
doing
No,
that.
it's really great. I actually
go
didn't
check
get
that
to
out.
attend it until recently,
Yeah,
which I know is
it's
like
a
shame
great
on
one. I
me,
enjoy
but
it. Thank
Octobers tend to be busy for us. So thank you again. Really appreciate everything you all do.
Thank you. That's all the funding requests. Bylaws is the next topic. And that's the first file. You guys discussed it in the workshop. Where are we
I don't think we're-
approving something, or?
I don't think we're quite there yet, because there's a portion in our bylaws that talks about removal of commission members,
Yeah.
and we need to speak with the A&P attorney as well as Forrest, because this was the very issue that the commission was sued for last time.
Yeah, we can't remove them, is my understanding,
So
except,
that needs to be stricken or reworded at the advice of Forrest or our A&P attorney.
what? Well, we can strike it right now, and then
Well, I mean, and
there's
there's
a
got to be...
process for adding things.
I guess my question is, there's got to be a reason to remove a commissioner. I just don't know what those reasons are. So if the A&P attorney can clarify that for us, because I certainly don't want to be sued because we've removed a commissioner for whatever reason, but there's got to be reasons they can be removed.
My understanding is we can't at all. Now, I may be wrong, but that's what the city.
That's
has
what I
told us.
heard.
Yeah, they've tried, you're right, to your point.
Yeah.
I think you can make a recommendation from the commission to the city council for action, since the city council approved, each member on the commission. But I can check with our attorney and let him reword that or address
You
it.
know, get back to this. I got out of it.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Danielle?
We need your help.
Help. So is this exactly what was there before? Did you add anything or change anything?
I haven't changed anything.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
This was what we were given from the previous groups that said they had said they had approved this. We haven't looked at the meeting, but we didn't find a signed copy. We didn't find it posted anywhere, so this was the starting point.
Well, we read through it word by word, our workshop last 2 weeks ago. And there's a couple of things I thought we could modify.
Oh, crap, no, I
But
didn't.
nothing really, crazy or outstanding. So how do we want to proceed with this? We want another workshop to talk about it again?
I don't necessarily think we need a workshop. If we would all commit the time to actually read these bylaws and make our suggestions, send them to Scott. Scott can compile all of the amendments or suggestions. Then we come back and approve put it in a final written document so that we can approve it.
I thought we were already doing that. I sent mine in. So.
Yeah, I'd sent mine before.
I sent mine to Chris. I didn't know to send it to you or Scott. But I can send it to Scott.
You didn't
too.
send it to Scott. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's do this. So for the next, or we'll do whatever we all want, but what the group wants. So, David, would it work to, if you have a change, like you said, send it to me, I guess. Scott's got enough to do.
Yeah, and then if you can just send it to
And then I
all of
can
us.
just edit, next workshop, everyone can look it over. We can make sure it's good then, the next meeting.
Okay.
That sound good? Okay. All right. Staff hire confirmation. Steve, you asked for this one.
Reading the bylaws, we're the ones who are supposed to be hiring and doing that. Of course, we gave Scott that authority when we hired him as interim director, because we're basically definitely under an emergency situation with no staff, and I don't have a problem with doing that. I trust Scott to hire the staff that he wants to hire, but I'd like to at least put in one step of some kind of confirmation or verification of staff before they're hired, just to say that the commission has looked at it and said, good to go.
I believe that you should entrust in me the ability to review applicants and bring to you, and I would bring to you my decision as to whom I recommend to hire.
So-
Then you, at that point, make your judgments and ask your questions. And
I think
so
you
on.
just present them to us saying, this is why I think this person is the best candidate.
And I don't think it's a matter of trust, Scott. It may be a matter of law. It may be a matter of law with the A&P law in Arkansas.
I don't think so.
I
It is
think we
in
need
the
to verify.
bylaws somewhere.
Well, these bylaws were created by,
Created,
Let's put it this way, I'm not going to hire someone
that's up
without
to
coming.
us if we want to do that or not. So previous commissions have allowed the director to make their own hiring decisions. And then the most recent very much took that away and really controlled all of that process. But I don't believe it's typical.
I just think it would behoove us for our own sakes
And for Scott's protection.
Yeah.
Say, the commission
to verify this
is
with,
valid, had verified this, and we totally agree with you, and we hire this person.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is your commission, and I know what I need to do to facilitate tourism in Eureka, and I will always have the best interest of this town, and I recommend hiring the right person for the right job. I will not do it based on politics. I will do it based on a business decision that's best for this town. I will always do that, period.
And we'll support you in that.
And I know you will, but you know that that's the way I operate. So,
And so we're writing our bylaws, and so that's a section that can be
Yeah, and there's something in there
debated and
about
added.
that.
I was looking for it, I don't.
Yeah, I couldn't point it
I
out
don't
right
see
now,
it.
but there is a section about the commission hires staff and oversees staff or something.
Well, the law states we're empowered to hire a staff, yes.
Yeah.
That is a function of, we don't operate.
Correct.
We
Because
hire
my
a
understanding
staff.
of the law
Yeah.
is that we hire, but we do not operate. That is
Yeah.
Scott's business.
Yeah, I don't interpret, I mean, we just have a difference of opinion.
That's why I'm just asking for
Yeah.
clarification, because I don't want to be sued.
Sure. So it's something we can thoroughly vet, and then we can debate that out at the workshop.
And looking at all these things, it's not, if you take Scott out of the equation, it's just a director, any director in the future, we want these bylaws set for anybody. We may not have as good a person as Scott next time, or as thorough as Scott is, so we want to make sure that we're, and this is, again, for the director's protection as well, when the commission says, you're right, this is a great person, let's hire him. Okay?
Okay, so we're going to, that's kind of a part of the bylaws, so
Yeah.
then
We'll talk about
the amendments and stuff, and then we'll hopefully have debate and then have something for the next meeting after the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, CAPC meeting structure. I think
Well, we talked
one's
about
gonna
this.
be- or that too.
We jumped on it because you
We
were
talked about this
absent.
a little bit in the workshop 2 weeks ago. I understand why we have a structure, we have a workshop one time a month, and then we have one meeting a month. And I really don't have a problem with that. I think the meeting itself, the workshop itself is a little strange, and I know Mr. Hinkie gave some history about that it used to be in an office where everybody sat around and actually shared ideas and bounced stuff off. But under this setting, with these lights in our eyes, is that really that kind of format here? And I don't know, and I'd like to ask Scott, do you think 2 meetings a month are better than 1 meeting a month? Workshops, most commissions have workshops as needed, as some topic comes up and say, we need to have a workshop, let's come in an hour before a meeting, have a workshop, it's advertised, public can attend, of course, and then we have one topic to discuss in a workshop, and then the meetings. But is it times, I don't know, is the business of the CAPC, does it require only 1 meeting a month, or do you think 2 meetings a month for voting and approving stuff? Because it seems like even at our workshops, we said, oh, there's something here we should be voting on, but we can't because this is not that meeting. So what do you think? I want to
believe-
give this back to Scott and say, what do you think?
my memory is telling me that there's something in our bylaws or ordinance that we meet twice a month.
No, bylaw said we meet at least once a month.
Okay. If it were me, I would meet once a month. I would have a workshop before our regular meeting because we cover everything during that hour and a half or 2 hour period anyway. But that's just the way I would run it.
Okay.
That's
another
the
option.
tradition has always been to have a workshop and then 2 weeks later we have a regular meeting. But there's so much that happens between the 2 week period that most of the information that was relevant 2 weeks ago has been resolved or has already been settled in a different way. So it's, for me, I'd have a workshop and then I'd have a regular meeting. I would try it.
On the same day?
I would try that.
On the same day?
Now, there's going to be times when we start dealing with the budgets and things that we may have to modify that. But,
the last few months have been very unusual because we came in with no staff and no director.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on, and we did have a couple of special meetings because of that. So, and that's kind of what I was going at. Is we're having these special meetings, then we're having these workshops where we can't vote on anything. Then we have and then we have a meeting. So to me though, I refer back to you to say, or defer back to you saying, do we need 2 meetings, or as a director, you tell us.
I feel like what is it my commissioners need to have 2 meetings? If you think do you feel better informed with having 2 meetings a month, or would you rather have both meetings on the same day. I want to do what you need to feel comfortable that you're getting all current relevant information. That's where I'm coming from. But, you know, I don't know the answer to that. I really, it's just, what do you guys think? David?
What do you think,
You
Chris?
know what I think.
I brought your point up at the workshop.
I would recommend half a meeting once a month.
Well, I mean, my suggestion is one general meeting a month, workshops as needed. I do not suggest having a workshop and a meeting back to back. It's just too long. And some of us can't even be here at that time because that would have to start at
I know.
3 or 4. The public wouldn't be able to attend the majority of that meeting or that workshop.
I like to postpone this discussion to the workshop so the public can come and say, no, we like these workshops, we want to come. But no one comes and does
No
public
one
comments.
comes to the workshop.
Well, they don't come, but they watch them.
Mr. Hinkie came last.
They do watch them on our
Yeah.
live stream.
So I like to get the public feedback, say, yeah, I like the workshops,
You know,
leave it the way it is. you know.
We operate under Robert's Rules of Order. We can change that, and we've actually been pretty, I wouldn't say lackadaisical, but flexible, and having discussion just like we are now. We're not like trying to be super formal. It seems like everybody agrees with that. So that opens up more discussion at the
Okay.
meetings too, but.
The formality would be needed if we got in a situation where
Yeah.
people weren't cooperating.
Right.
That's where formality comes in, and it's necessary.
It feels like we're on a good track.
Just like I said before, though, we have to think about the future, the different
Oh, yeah,
members
yeah.
changing.
And we can change that in one meeting.
Yeah.
One special meeting. I like the idea of one meeting a month, for sure, and workshops as needed.
Okay.
I agree. But I also think Steve's right too. We need to get the public's opinion. So,
Okay.
but I do agree with David and you on that.
So let's make that a topic for our workshop in 2 weeks, and bylaws. We discuss those. If
Do you
everybody
have an
agrees on
opinion,
that.
Chris?
I agree with you. I mean, yeah, that's
When we
one
start,
meeting
with who?
with you,
Oh.
you, y'all do.
She said, I agree.
when we start
She
talking
said
about
one.
the budget for next year and the bid process, that's when we need to have a workshop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's something we've got to all have input on from the
Yeah.
public ourselves, because that's a critical piece of our organization and what we're going to do in the next
And-
18 months.
And if you have a bid process for the media agency, that's a big thing.
Right.
It's huge.
Going through that should be over, so I think.
So,
Okay.
So we'll talk about that at the workshop in next month.
We're having a
Eureka's,
workshop.
Eureka Springs Channel and Melody Martin, is that right?
Melody Purdy,
Purdy,
P-U-R-D-Y. Yeah, so probably need a motion to discuss this.
A motion to discuss the Eureka Springs channel.
I second that.
Got a motion from Steve Holyfield to discuss Eureka Springs Channel, and seconded by Mark Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, carries.
Okay, so Melody Purdy runs what's called she's a local, runs what's called the Eureka Springs channel here in Eureka Springs. She sent every one of you copies of 2 proposals, proposal number 1 and proposal number 2 via email. She wants to do some local advertising, which is what Michael was just talking about. You know, they're more focused on the national, regional, and Caitlin is focusing a lot on local. And I think if we can partner with the Eureka Springs channel and Caitlin to come together to do spots, advertising spots that are video, audio, reaching different media platforms that we want to reach, I think it's a good thing to look at her proposal and to see if that's something that we can do to not only support one of our locals, which is essentially what we are about, but to collaborate with her and the staff of the CAPC to see that we're getting the most bang for our buck when it comes to advertising locally. Because there are things that we do locally that people outside of our region don't even care about. She has the most comprehensive events calendar that this city has, even CAPC. She can tell you what's going on when every single day. Sometimes there's 5 things a day. She's got it all. And to me, I think it's important. She was going to be here tonight, but she couldn't because she had a last-minute wedding come up that she's a photographer for. But I do think it's important that we take a look at collaborating with her to provide some local advertising.
What do you think, Scott? That's why he gets paid.
First of all, let's be transparent. Ms. Pretty sent this proposal out based on the facts I have back in 2022.
Could you talk a little closer to the mic? I can barely hear.
Ms. Pretty sent this proposal out in 2022, and apparently she did not get a response from the previous tourism director. The response she might have gotten was, well, we'll look at it for 2023. I was not made aware of this proposal until about 15 days ago. I received an email from Ms. Purdy after all of my commissioners had received an email. So she went to my commission, and then she decided she'd better include the tourism director. I took her proposal and read it, and I have studied it. I sent it to Paradise Advertising, and I've had our attorney look at it. I'm going to read you what our Paradise Advertising Agency of Record has said. We are always, quote, "We are always in favor and looking for opportunities to work with local businesses. They are an important part of the community and provide an opportunity to feature what makes Eureka Springs so special. While it does seem that Pretty Media Group has done some interesting work in the year 2013, they are still in the early stages of relaunching their channels and gaining viewers. From what we can see from their Facebook page, they only have 1 to 3 likes per post, and their YouTube channel video was last posted 5 months ago and only around 11 views per post. These stats, which are quite low, means that they are still in the process of building back their audience and will take some time to reach a local critical mass. This means the investment in the channel would go forward for the foreseeable future to build their confidence, or to build their audience. For the proposed $1,200 a month or $14,400 a year, you could use those funds to create your own content and boost paid social. In addition, while creating content, we want to make sure we have the rights to use the content in all mediums, print, social, paid, social, web, etc. Working with a third party sometimes creates challenges in doing so. In conclusion, we do not feel like this is the best use of limited funds at this time, at least until the viewership increases in a significant way. There may be an opportunity to engage Ms. Pretty on a contract work around specific needs, but a monthly retainer seems unwise at this point. That's unquote.
So, Scott, did you say you spoke with a Paradise attorney?
No, sir. I spoke with Paradise and our attorney.
And that was the email from Paradise?
What I just read from you came from Paradise Advertising.
Okay.
So that's the response from Paradise Advertising.
Yeah, and guys, I wouldn't expect any other answer from Paradise. It's a direct conflict with them. It's a competitor.
Scott, I guess we too, but Scott could steer funds as far as part of that, if I remember right. There was a part of the media buys and stuff that they didn't just have carte blanche with, Paradise did, and so
correct.
You can influence that. But was that $1,200 a month? Is that what she was looking for?
That's what's listed here, yes, sir.
So
I don't know.
Hearing that, I spend $400 a month on my stuff, and I get about 30,000 impressions.
Yeah.
And those, I don't know what's going on with all that, but that doesn't sound good.
I'd feel better if Ms. Purdy was here to give her presentation and talk to us
Okay.
about this. What?
We do have a workshop. We still have one coming up. So,
At least one more.
yeah.
So can we invite her to the next workshop?
Yeah, like I said, I did invite her to this one, but
She's
she's a
busy.
professional photographer as well, so she had a wedding.
And she can do a funding request. I mean,
Same
you
thing.
know, and
Maximum 5,000.
yeah, well,
Because I'm also pretty sure that there are things that we can take out of her proposal, because she's listed several different things.
Yeah.
And we can maybe take one, and she can collaborate with Caitlin
yeah.
to do local advertising for local music venues or
Right.
local whatever.
My opinion is just an opinion, but like, that's something you recommend to the director, and then they make those decisions, you know? I don't know.
The only other point I found is on her price sheet. At the very bottom, she says exclusive live stream or film coverage brought to you by CAPC, and she lists parades, Mardi Gras, Coronation Ball, and real estate property showcase show. That bothers me there because now we're getting into promoting sales for real estate companies, and we're not in that business.
Well, that stuff we can just slash from.
I know, but if it's not in this document, I can't guess it. You
Well,
know
if it's
what I'm
not a
saying?
contract, or anything for that matter.
Well, that's just the
always things
proposal
we
I
can
have.
strike.
All right, do we have any business to,
Nope, I'll invite her to the next meeting and let her propose it.
Please.
okay. Workshop coming up. All right, any commissioner comments? Start with
No, I'm
Mark.
great, thank you. No,
Mark is good.
I'm good.
Steve?
I don't know how to do this, but Ida, did you want to, were you wanting to say something to us? I don't know, we should have put that on an agenda.
Yeah,
Do I?
motion.
Okay, I make a motion that we add Ida Meyer to our agenda.
Oh, dear.
I'm sorry.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve Holyfield for Ida to address us, and a second from David Alvanzino. All in favor?
Aye.
4 carries.
Thank you. I just wanted to recommend that you establish someone to write your minutes, whether that's electing their secretary, establishing someone in the office, but we need
did.
to, okay. Because I must have missed that, because I have been asking for minutes for a minute now.
Well, when we elected officers, was it January or February?
January.
Yeah, she was elected. We established that. And I thought they were getting to you our new ones because we've approved them.
I haven't gotten
Okay.
anything. I guess that's pretty much everything I needed to address. I just need, it's important those get into my office because I am the keeper of city records. And once those are approved, they are city property.
So I understand your dilemma greatly. And so we had, right or wrong, whatever, we just had a roadblock in that we didn't think we could approve the past commissions.
Yeah,
But you didn't have marches?
I do not have marches.
Okay.
I have not received anything.
So.
What'd you
what's
say,
our-
Danielle?
Okay, we'll make sure. Huh?
Well,
No,
it should be on
no.
video.
Just last month, this year, 2023.
March.
I think what Ida,
I'll write them and bring them in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what Ida's talking about is she's not
We'll just
receiving
get
the
you-
minutes
get you
because the
another copy.
commission hadn't approved them yet. And there was about 2 or 3 month, 2-month period there that we were in dilemma on whether we could approve minutes, and that's what she's talking
About
about.
4
But all-
months, yeah.
But all of the
Well,
minutes for 2023 are now approved.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have copies.
But the only
is what
one
she
we
said.
approved tonight,
They should get them tomorrow.
was last month.
Last
26th.
month. We'd already approved all the other ones.
I'll go through my list again of when I was doing my audits and see exactly what I was missing. If you guys can get me whatever you have that set approved to this date, but every regular and special meeting needs minutes. Yeah, I just want those. I think it's a lot of commissions, they use, their best practice is they get it approved the next day, they just stick it in my mailbox or shoot it to me in an email, and I'll print it out and put it in a little folder. But just keeping it consistent will keep us in compliance.
So our workshops, we've not always had an agenda for those, so.
That's not
You know, workshops don't have there's nothing being voted on in workshops, therefore there's no minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So actually, we're only talking about minutes from
Right.
one a month, so
Mhm.
March.
Yep.
We did April.
And then
We've approved them all.
any
for
special
2023.
meetings you also had for
Any special
hiring
meetings.
and all of that fun
Yeah, we
stuff.
approved a couple of those
Okay,
tonight.
yeah.
so.
I just wanted to make sure that was all established and that you guys have someone to write your minutes, essentially. I just wanted to make sure that was
That's
established.
her over there.
Yep.
Yay.
Do you have
I'm
Ida's
writing,
email
look.
address? Do you have Ida's email address, or do you send them
I-
to Danielle?
I bring them into Danielle?
Yeah.
and she-
Danielle puts it in our packet. We all approve it. So then
You want
Danielle
them
will
after
make
they're
sure,
approved, right?
Danielle will make sure you get them the next day after we approve them.
Okay.
We'll make sure that
Yep.
happens. Thank you, Ida.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And sorry to be such a pain in your butt.
It is all right. I understand. I am also new to this, so I'm not doing it to chastise
No,
you guys.
no.
I'm doing it as a,
You've got a job.
we're all going to get through it together.
We are. We are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve.
No, I can't think of anything. So, David.
David, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that on the agenda, we had staff hire confirmation on here, and I had asked that we include best practices for hiring, which we did not discuss, so I'll bring it up now. I think it's important for this commission and for Scott and the staff, for every single person who applies for a position with CAPC, that they at least be acknowledged that we received their application or resume, that they be acknowledged if the position has been filled, or if they're not going to fit the bill, whatever reason, we need to send out letters to these people, because I've had numerous people come up to me asking me or telling me that they have not received notification at all from their application or resume regarding the position that they applied for. And to me, that's not a good practice. Whether we want to hire them or not, they still deserve a reason and an answer.
Well, why are they coming to you and you not referring them to me as Director of Tourism, is my question. That's not best practice for a commissioner, and I don't think it's good. I think it sends a negative vibe that the commission is playing politics, and I just don't think that's right. I wouldn't run a business like that. So that's my position on it. You have to understand, when we put out an application using Indeed, if the applicant is not qualified, I've had several people apply for the job that were truck drivers and forklift drivers. So you want me to apply to those, and it costs us about $18 to $25 per response, which I've got probably 20 or 30. So are you okay in me to pay Indeed $25 per response?
So
what I'm asking is that if a qualified individual has applied for a position, on Indeed, you can reject or deny. It automatically sends them an email. But if someone has physically dropped off an application to your office or City Hall with Jerry, that they at least deserve some sort of recognition.
Well, no one has come to my office and dropped an application off for the jobs I have.
It would probably City Hall then with Jerry.
Okay, but I can't answer for that. I don't know. But all applications, as I've instructed Jerry, should come directly to me. That way, they're not held at City Hall and lost in the shuffle.
And what I'm asking is that you send a letter that says, we received your application. We will let you know our final decision on whatever day.
I'll do
And
that
unfortunately,
when I get one.
Unfortunately, we are all in a political position, whether we like it or not. And we need to have those best practices in place. I can't answer why they come to me. They do it as well as for Caitlin's job. You know, I can't get my listing up on events. So I've gotten to where now I just send them on to Caitlin or shoot Caitlin an email, and then she helps them get it set up. So yeah, I do think that's important for us to look at.
Thank you, David. Chris?
I'm still learning. We'll get better.
I'd just like to say thank you to Danielle and Caitlin and Scott. I've been real encouraged by some of the social media stuff. Thank you to all the commissioners. Really proud of the unity and in the community as well. I'd say love your neighbor, and that's it.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion to adjourn from Steve Holyfield, second from David Avizito. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes carried. Thank you.